Hey yo, salute to all my subscribers and a special shout out to everybody else passing through. Back again with another video in the 50 video campaign, 50 secrets it's okay to keep from your partner. Next on the list, you pay someone to clean your house. The article says, if you have the money and you rather not do it yourself because you're too busy, or you just don't feel like it, there's no shame in hiring a house cleaner. And research says it can actually make us happier. If you think your partner will judge you for not washing your own floors or be concerned about the cost, he or she doesn't need to know. Um, the only thing I guess I'm not clear about with this one is the article saying that we live together? I don't understand this. Um, I mean, if you don't live together, obviously it's your business who cleans your house. But if we live together, one, I don't believe that. I don't believe that anybody should. These are expenses that are recurring, right? And these are expenses that are um, can be kind of expensive, right? But again, the article says you have the money, you don't mind spending the money, and that's fine. But in a household, in a living situation, in a marriage, you wouldn't. Uh, bills are usually shared, but even if they're not, there's a community chest, right? There's community finances when it comes to maintaining and keeping things moving the way they're supposed to. Um, so I'm a person who's just for communicating what I guess money is being spent on what where. I'm not talking about just going out shopping and buying a shirt, but I'm talking about something a little more major than that and pertaining to the household. But that's just my preference. That's not, you know what I'm saying? That's just how I prefer it for me. But how are you hiring a cleaning service and you live with the person and they don't know? That's what I'm confused about. It's okay not to mention it to the person. Say, okay, here, let's break down some problems with this here. You, maybe there's a problem in your relationship if your partner is hiring a cleaning service in the house or apartment you both live in and that partner doesn't know. Something's wrong there. You should definitely know that shit. I don't see how you wouldn't know that. Um, and two, um, the article's going so far as to point out if your partner has a concern over the cost, he or she doesn't need to know. That's infidelity. That's actually the number one reason why marriages don't work. It isn't cheating. Cheating is a close second. But the number one reason for why marriages don't work is because of financial issues, financial reasons, financial disputes. So now the article is saying if you know that your partner is a cost effective, cost concerned person, and you think they may have an issue cost wise with this, it's okay to do it behind their back and not tell them. You see what I mean? This fucking article is out here promoting some of the same shit that we know based on studies is directly related to marriages ending and why the divorce rate is so high in this country. And of course, not all living relationships are going to be marriages, but finance, and fidelity and things of that nature are at the top of the list for why relationships don't work when you live with someone. So why would this article be saying, yeah, you know that your partner has an issue with cost shit, but you're paying for it, so it doesn't matter, so don't tell them? Nah, that's the wrong approach to have. That's the wrong approach to have. Especially since if we live together, it's our home, it's our apartment, our house. Don't have people regularly in our fucking home where my shit is and potential for my shit to go missing or shit to be damaged, and you're not going to tell me, you're going to keep that from me. Nah, I don't rock with that. I believe there are certain things most of these things are my opinion, and I believe that if we get away from a lot of these things, we'll see different issues go away in relationships. But then there are certain things that are non-negotiable, non-refundable, don't play with me. And having someone in our home is something that we should both know about, period. It's just And I'm not, I'm not talking about you inviting a friend over. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about having someone in our home where they're most likely going to be in our home alone, unsupervised, because that's how a lot of these cleaning services operate. A lot of times the people are at work or they're out and about, and the cleaning services have set times and days that they come, however often. Don't ever opt to have someone in our home unsupervised where no one's going to be there and I don't know about it. That shit's ridiculous, because you're putting my things in jeopardy of being misplaced or taken or damaged, and me having OCD, I'm very particular about my stuff, even to the point of the location of it. Like if my computer on my desk, my smartphone desk charger, top chargers, this fucking microphone. If this microphone is moved even slightly to the left and up, or if my chair is turned a certain way, and I know when I last got out of that chair, the position that microphone was in and that chair was in, when I come back the next time, I'm going to know something was moved and something was done. Just the kind of person I am. Can't help it. And on things that are just my space, that only I, live in that space and do things with that space, in my mind, nobody else should be touching that shit. And I don't have an issue if it's my partner, but I have an issue when I say, oh, was somebody over here doing something with this or that? And if somebody's cleaning, right, dusting and what have you, sometimes you got to move shit. I'm the person that will notice the second you move something, because you're not going to be able to put it back exactly the way that my brain tells me it's supposed to be, because that's just how my OCD is set up. So if I ask you, oh, do you know who moved this on my desk? Or, oh, my chair. There's so many times where, like, I'll come home and my kids know my desk, my work area where I do this shit, my shit, is off limits. They have their own shit that they can use, tablets, laptop, cell phone, whatever, TV to watch, games to play, what have you. And they're reckless as fuck with shit, like most kids are. My shit, as expensive as it is, as much as I use it every day, is off limits. And they know that shit, period. It's off limits. So when I come home from work sometimes, or I, wake up from a nap, and I notice right away somebody was playing with my microphone. This shit is expensive. I don't have the time to be having this shit be fucking broken, because these little motherfuckers want to touch shit. And I'll be like, yo, who was over here? And my wife will be like, nobody. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I know my shit was moved. Like, what's going on? Because I want to know who was touching my shit, so that if something gets broken or goes missing or is damaged, I know who has a habit of being in my space. And then 5 minutes later, I find out which one was in my fucking space and who did what. Because, I don't know, nobody can notice everything in real time even if they're paying attention to shit. But like I said, it's bad. I have 2 desktop chargers on my desk right now for both of my cell phones, and my oldest uses one of my desktop chargers because they charge a little bit quicker. And sometimes when she's not paying attention, she'll move the desktop charger a little bit, so it'll be slightly disaligned with the other charger. And I'm all about symmetry. It's something about my brain, like, my chargers are a certain length apart. They're both on a certain angle, but they both have to match the other object's angle. It's bad. Point is, if any of those things are off, even a fucking half an inch, I can tell that it's off, because for some reason my brain just alerts me to that, and it drives me crazy till I fix it. And that's just for people who live here, right? So I don't want no fucking, me personally, I don't want no fucking cleaning person or service in here doing shit, moving shit around, and it's worse because you come home and instantly I can feel like when someone was in my space. Instantly I can feel that, and it feels like a violation. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a medical condition. Me having OCD, and this is the thing. Like, it's very serious, to the point where I feel violated when someone moves my shit. I can't control that. It's not me being an asshole or anything like that. If you know anyone who has OCD, it's a very serious thing. So this is what I mean. This is part of the reason why I say it's very important to be as honest as possible, as open as possible, because even for things where you may feel like it's not that important or that serious, some people have legitimate issues, legitimate, conditions where certain things bother them more. Some people have anxiety. Some people have panic attacks. Don't keep shit from people because you don't know, even if it's out of their control. They're not being nasty or mean. Some things we just can't control our reactions to because of certain conditions we may have. Be fucking honest, because you don't know how it's going to affect that person. And sometimes it's the surprise of it. It's the not knowing. It's the nature that if something can be sprung on you, that is more offensive or more damaging than just having a policy of honesty and transparency. And that's my thing, is I'm just trying to get y'all to understand that even for the things that are not life-threatening, that are not deal breakers as far as relationships go, well, hiding costs from someone, that clearly is, because it's the number one reason for divorce. But outside of that one part, a lot of things are not going to be deal breakers. A lot of things are not going to be super serious, but you don't know how a person is set up. You don't know what conditions people have. You don't know what traumas people have, and what their conditioning is to certain things and what their triggers are. So it's always better to at least have a clear conscience and lead with honesty than to fucking keep shit from someone, lie to someone, omit information. One, it takes energy to do, and you got to remember that you did that, because that's the problem with a lie. Once you tell a lie, you got to maintain that lie, and you got to do other shit that you probably shouldn't do to keep that one lie from coming out. And it doesn't work for too long. Eventually, these things end up coming out because that's just the nature of how shit is. It's Murphy's Law. So just be honest, even if it seems like or feels like, and I'm not saying you have to agree with your partner. I'm saying be honest. If your partner says, oh, this is a cost issue, I think, and you say, well, nah, I'm spending my money, I don't mind doing it, I'm going to do it. I'm not saying you shouldn't because they said you shouldn't. I'm saying don't hide it from them. I'm saying be honest about it. I don't care what you do. I care what you hide from me and what you're not willing to divulge. And that's just me. And maybe your partner feels the same way, so have that conversation. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about this one. 50 secrets it's okay to keep from your partner, but not fucking really. Back at y'all with another one shortly. Peace and love.